Welcome back, everyone, as we continue playing through on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. If you did not see the campaign to this point, there's a link in the description that will take you all the way back to the beginning. It's June 1907. We are now at war with the United States and France, and we just became allies with the Soviet Union, which is fascinating to me. It was the first country we went to war with. So, battle popped up here. We've got one of our Crown Prince battleships, along with one of our older battleships, the König class. Along with two heavy cruisers and two light cruisers going up against a fleet that we should be able to handle from the French Navy. So the enemy has already spotted us, but we haven't spotted him yet. So I started with some smoke from my light cruisers, which is making him now not spot us. But he's off in this direction somewhere, so I'm going to go ahead and start peeling off my cruisers to the left. And we're going to take our two battleships to the right. Oh yeah, we got in real close before we saw him. Jeez. Here's one of his battleships there. Again, definitely much older tech than what we have. Actually, these aren't battleships at all. They're heavy cruisers. He doesn't have any battleships. A lot of guns on this heavy cruiser, though. That's definitely a concern for my light cruisers. It's my torpedo range now. 1.5 kilometers. So actually, if we zip over here and get a little closer, obviously we'll endanger ourselves a bit, but we'll get into torpedo range. What's his torpedo range? Still only 1.2 kilometers. And the nice thing is, if we fire some torpedoes here, if we're close enough, even if we miss the first target, we might hit a secondary target. Alright, we need to start turning now. We did get a torpedo in the water already. Landed a nice hit on the Kleber. We got to be careful here, though, because there's another cruiser right there. I think we're going to nail this torpedo boat. Oh, might miss him behind. It's going to be close. It's going to be real close. We got him. Nice. Didn't really want to hit a torpedo boat, but we'll take what we can get with the torpedoes. Just got a big detonation on the Kleber. They're toast. I think we can just go ahead and stay pretty much straight here. Let's be careful with our light cruisers. That torpedo did the job, along with whatever secondary weapons we were using there. Yeah, let's go ahead and start swinging around with our cruisers now, because I think he's going to get a good torpedo shot on me here in a second. He already put one in the water, though. Problem, of course, for my battleships is that it's a little harder to hit these small targets. Wow, we are coming right up alongside his light cruiser. We actually got hit. They collided with each other. So that's causing some flooding across one part of the ship, but I think we're okay. Alright. Impregnable, I think that's what that probably means in French. Just no G. Is about to be destroyed. He's got a torpedo coming at him. Oh yeah. Sitting duck. Limburg nailed him. Oh yeah. That was beautiful. Alright, we're starting, over the last couple of episodes, we're starting to make better use of our cruisers, so that's good. Starting to see them make a difference on some of these battles, not just about the battleships. Oh yeah, now we're just lighting guys up. Beautiful. There's a fire and a torpedo hit right in the front. My goodness. Yeah, at some point we're going to have to take on the British because they're really the only ones I think they're going to put up much of a fight against us in terms of technology. And somebody asked about the difficulty level that I'm on. Oh boy, okay, so we've got a torpedo coming in now, here, and I don't think there's any way the Crown Prince avoids, 2 torpedoes. Yeah, we're going to get hit by those, but we've got pretty strong torpedo defenses on this ship, so it'll hurt, but it ain't going to hurt that much. We are on the second hardest difficulty. It had been a long time since I played the game, so I didn't want to go on the highest difficulty, but I am on the second highest. Alright, no worries. We're in good shape. Crown Prince can handle a couple of torpedoes. We'll have to put in for repairs after this battle, though. But you can see here that we've got 2 compartments flooded where the torpedo hit, but not much else, because we've got... I made sure that, even though it takes up a lot of weight and it costs a lot, since we're going with a high-tech but small-size fleet, we're going with quality over quantity. We put pretty good protections against flooding and torpedoes. Alright, we just got one runaway destroyer now that it'll take a little time to hunt down. And no sooner had I stopped recording than he got nailed and exploded in a ball of fire. There we go, 13,000 victory points. We'll definitely have to put Crown Prince in for repairs. But we've got at least 3 significant squadrons out hunting for French ships right now, while we've got another fleet over on the east coast of the United States dealing with them. France already wants a peace treaty. Not happening, France. No chance. No Norway, sorry. German Empire is a major offensive operation from the Congo Free State at Cameroon. So Africa remains the battleground. Once again, France is going to try to invade southern Germany. We're defending with 1 million against his 1.2 million. I think we'll be okay there. There's a convoy battle over here. Interesting. A convoy raid. Yeah, I think we're going to fight this one. The Lutzow, and he's got a heavy cruiser, but then we've also got the Vile E Coyote, which is our destroyer loaded with torpedoes. Well, it took us a while to find these guys, and I actually had to send the Vile E Coyote out ahead of the Lutzow because of the speed, because it seemed like they were trying to run away from me. But we finally found the transports. The question is, where's the escort? Is this him up here? It is. So he's actually on the far side of the transports from where I am, which is perfect, because that's going to allow me to get right in here and start wreaking some havoc. I'm going to go ahead and get our smoke going on Vile E Coyote so that there'll be some protection against the cruiser while he turns around and starts coming at us. What I want to do here is I want to come in, start putting torpedoes on these guys. Okay, we got our first torpedoes in the water. Looks like a spread of 2. And I think we're going to get a hit. We got 3 more torpedoes coming now. I didn't want to put more torpedoes on the same guy, but looks like that's what's going to happen here. We landed 2 hits on that one. This guy's going to turn around, and I think he's going to avoid the other torpedoes. It's alright. We just landed a nice hit with our gun. Lutzow's eventually going to make their way up here and get into the action. But this is the nice thing about having these destroyers that are quick. That speed makes such a huge difference, and the maneuverability. We only have 12 torpedoes left, and we're already getting low on HE ammo. His heavy cruiser's trying to come around so he can start getting at me. Alright, Wile E. Coyote's got 29 knots of speed. That's why they're so fast. We're going to keep our distance from this heavy cruiser as best we can, because he is starting to swing around. He's in the middle of the transports now. In the meantime, destroyer's doing some damage. These transports don't have the ability to fire back, so the problem is we're going to be stuck with using armor-piercing rounds here in a minute. I should have done more of a balance with the HE shells on these destroyers. Heavy cruisers in range now. We just sank our first transport. Or maybe that was the second one. I can't remember. But Wile E. Coyote did take some engine damage. It was a hit from a 7-inch shell on the heavy cruiser. There's a torpedo hit from the Lutzow. Alright, we got to get up and start dealing with this heavy cruiser. As soon as Lutzow gets into range, we'll start engaging the heavy cruiser and let the destroyer deal with the transports. Alright, we got to be really careful with torpedoes here, because we got a ship on each side. Alright, let's get smoke going. We're going to come out the Trident. This heavy cruiser is surprisingly not moving to engage us. Alright, let's get some torpedoes in the water on this guy. Surprised they haven't gone in yet. Alright, I'm going to start firing on the cruiser. At least with our main guns. Secondaries are still firing on transports. Alright, what are we waiting on with our torpedoes here? There we go. 2 in the water. Tough angle, though. Alright, I want to switch my target now because I don't want to put more torpedoes at this same target. Ah, he already put 2 more in. Better angle, though, because he's going to miss these first 2. But he's not, I don't think, going to avoid this one. We're going to get 1 hit. It was a dud. Oh, of course it was. Ugh. That's the worst. Alright. Let's get at this heavy cruiser. We have a torpedo tube up front. So as soon as we get into range, we could actually put a torpedo on him. Alright. This may be dangerous, because last time I tried it, it didn't work out so well, but we're going to put the destroyer on AI for the moment while I focus on this cruiser. Because once that's done, we can just kind of have our way with the transports. He's going to make a torpedo tough go now because he's turning away from me. Oh, here comes one at me. Hold on, let's pause for a second. Alright, I think if we turn this way and then swing back around, we'll avoid it. No, actually, we're better off to go this way. Alright, now we're going to... oh, this is going to be tight. Alright, swing around the other way. I think he got me. I didn't process that right, but... oh, and it did cause some flooding. It's alright. Trident has surrendered due to high casualties. Litzau's down to... well, now he got some repairs. He was at 11 knots for a minute there, but he's back up to 15. Or 14. Oh, there's another torpedo spread coming at me. Guy's got some serious torpedoes on this thing. Of course, it hits the same place. It isn't going to do that much. Darn it. Yeah, just let him hit me up front again. I've already got flooding there. It isn't going to do more flooding. It was a dud. Alright, perfect. Oh, man. More flooding, though. Another torpedo. How's this guy got so many torpedoes? Dang, we're in trouble. The whole bottom of my ship is flooding. Alright, wasn't expecting this. I mean, it is older tech. But still. He's got me. That is going to be a sinking. Come on, get a torpedo in the water before you sink at least. Nah, not happening. Alright, alright. Vile E. Coyote, it's up to you. Alright, we're going to hold off the torpedoes for a minute, because I don't want him firing those before we're ready or at the wrong target. We've got to use these on the heavy cruiser. How many more torpedoes does he have? He's got a lot. Yeah, we got to be careful here, because he lands one big hit on me and I'm toast. He's got 7.3 inch guns. And I'm still 2 minutes from being able to get smoke going. Alright. Torpedoes are ready. Let's swing around. We got him right where we want him. Torpedoes in the water. I think. No, maybe not. Some of my torpedo tubes have to be ready to go. They can't all be reloading. If so, then I made a huge mistake here. Oh, we missed our best opportunity because now he's getting away from me. Oh, and now he just blew up some of my torpedoes. Did I get any of them in the water? No, I didn't. Oh, and there he goes. Oh, wow. That was bad. That was our first significant defeat we've really suffered. Alright, time to build the Vile E. Coyote 2. Slightly different this time. About the same in terms of all of our build goes. But what I'm doing this time is I'm doing 2 double torpedo tubes and then 2 singles. That way they'll reload and fire at different times. And that'll kind of keep the torpedoes going a little more often. We're going to have 18-inch torpedoes, and we're doing increased ammo on the torpedoes. So we're going to have 37 torpedoes now instead of 18. So that'll give us more to be able to fire, and we'll be able to fire more frequently with them. This is going to be interesting. We've got a big battle against the U.S., chance to really put a hurting on their fleet again. We've got 2 Jane Lew class battleships. So those are not our brand newest, but they are Dreadnoughts. Along with the 2 König class and then the Graf Spee, going up against a slightly bigger battleship than we've seen from him in other battles. And then an array of things that we should be able to destroy. Absolutely atrocious weather, but we did spot the enemy. And so what I've done in this case is I've put together, well, it looks like we're doing a little colliding here, but it doesn't actually hurt us to do that. So I've put together two small squadrons, one with one of the new battleships and one with one of the older ones, and then one with the same plus the heavy cruiser. And we're having a little trouble with sorting that right now because these two don't want to play nice. So Agir's trying to get past the Rhineland, and I think they're about to do so. In the meantime, we're going to try to go to either side of these guys, as has been our custom. Oh, come on now, boys. This is not getting any better. It's going to be tough just because of the visibility right now, and we're dealing with a lot of smaller ships. I can't believe we're not hitting each other as we fire over top of one another here. Almost there, almost there. I'm afraid what's happening now is that Gneisenau is going to be all by themselves because their second ship can't get past. Come on, come on, come on, Agir, get there. Alright, so here's what we're going to have to do. Let's slow them down. There you go. Now Rhineland can get over there. We're going to have to get in a little closer on that side. Oh, Gneisenau just got a sinking, I think. You're going to have to get in way closer than I would really prefer to, because of the visibility. Looking at the weather here, you can see, well, the wind's calm at least, but the waves and the overcast weather are causing some difficulty. Oh, oh, no way. We already sank his battleship, the Minnesota. Bye-bye. I figured that it would take a little longer to take out the battleship. You can see here, he just doesn't have the firepower to penetrate. I only have 10.5 inches of armor, and it's not even the highest quality that I have available. But it's still doing the job. Let's just be careful here of torpedoes. There goes his heavy cruiser, one of them. Yeah, these guys are like, how do we use this weather to just get out of here? The secret lies with Charlotte. If you know, you know. But this Charlotte isn't going to be frozen under the ice. This one's going to be going to the bottom of the Atlantic. Take a look at the other side here. Rhineland's having a little trouble catching up now. Charlotte almost looks like a light cruiser. Oh, it looks like we're going after the heavy now, the Brooklyn. The other heavy that looks like a light. Alright, I just landed some big hits on somebody. I think that was up here. There goes the Brooklyn. think this one's pretty well in the bag. We are going to have to take this fleet back for repairs, though, because we had some existing damage we came into this battle with. Of course, they're on the other side of the Atlantic, so that's going to be, the turnaround's going to be pretty substantial. Several turns to get back, then get repairs, and then put them back out to sea, so it's going to take some time. Might be a good time to sue for peace with the Americans and see what we can get. Really hoping we can get a port in the Caribbean out of this. There goes Charlotte. Now it's just clean up. Alright, a couple of them got away. Just they were too fast. Visibility was too poor, so 2 destroyers, 2 light cruisers got away, but we took out pretty much everybody else. And this war with the United States continues to be incredibly one-sided. We'll see if we're able to sue for peace on this turn. I'll go ahead and instruct my government to do that. So 155,000 victory points to 689. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. U.S. only has 1 battleship left in his fleet, only a fleet of 16 ships at this point. Yep, let's try for a peace treaty. See what happens. Negotiations failed, so we're not going to have a peace treaty. At least not on that turn. I'm just going to auto-resolve fighting against the transports. And we're going right back into it with the French. And we are looking for revenge after what happened in that last battle with the French. We need to step up our game a little bit. We need to get some big hits. We don't have any of our top-of-the-line battleships for this one. But we still have the Siegfried, which is decent. So we ought to be able to take care of things. We're moving into action. These light cruisers here, Trier, Danzig, Schwalbe, Lusitania. I don't know why we still have a Lusitania, because I thought we built a Lusitania too. So I think we'll have to scrap that one. But these are some of my older light cruisers. They're 3,700 tons. Our light cruisers are much bigger now, and they don't have the torpedo range that the newer ones do. We're going to send the heavy cruisers straight down this side. Our 2 battleships are going to stay right in the middle. And I think that's the way we're going to play this. So it'll be a lot to manage. Oh, Blucher took a big hit. What happened there? A 7-inch shell and some 4-inch shells. But my goodness. Serious flooding right off the bat. Alright, let's get our battleships firing on these heavy cruisers. Not liking how this is going for Blucher. Oh, wow, they're in trouble. Big time. Alright, let's get them out of here. Might be too late for that. They're pretty much dead in the water. We've also done some serious damage on one of his. It might be from a previous battle. Blucher sank. Alright. The French have gotten tougher this time around. They're sinking some of our ships. Otherwise, things are going well, though. Alright, smoke. Start swinging around that way. Our battleships. We're just going to kind of go straight for now. Light cruisers. Going to stay right where we are. At a distance, but still able to inflict damage. We've got him right in the middle of all of it. I need to keep my battleships firing on these heavy cruisers. Oh, wow, we must have gotten a big hit. Some kind of an explosion. Because we didn't do that much damage to that heavy cruiser. He just blew up. Alright, we gotta watch here. He might be trying to make a torpedo run. Especially with this destroyer that's almost in torpedo range already. I do have our torpedo avoidance on. Alright, let's pause because there is a torpedo right there. I think there's plenty of time for them to avoid it though. They're already turning. We're good. Oh, there comes another one, but I still think they're okay. This is an old battleship anyway. This is pre-Dreadnought technology. It's going to be scrapped before long. But still has some worth, so to speak. Pretty much everybody else is done. A couple of them got away. A light cruiser and a destroyer specifically, but we sank everything else. We still lost 700 because of the sinking of the Blucher. So it could have been better, but still a victory, and that I think pretty much evens things out from the last couple of fights as far as the points that have been scored. So we're still winning, just not winning nearly like we did against the Americans. France wants a treaty. No, we're not going to do that. We need to win big against the French. Right now, nothing. Okay, so right now we're looking at 30,000 to 12,000, so that's pretty decent. We're still building 11 ships, and I do have some repairs that we need to get done. We've got a new battleship that's about to be available to us. Well, we ended up at war with Spain again. I wasn't really looking for that, but it was either that or spend a whole bunch of money to avoid it, and I just wasn't interested. 5,000 meter torpedo range now, so that's a big deal. I'd really prefer not to be at war with 3 countries at one time, but this will be an interesting one. It's a heavy cruiser and 9 transports, while we have a couple of light cruisers, including the Lusitania that I was trying to... we're going to auto-resolve, because if they sink it, then they sink it. Oh, we got some heavy damage on this heavy cruiser. That's cool. And now we're at war with Japan for the same reason as the other wars, which was it was either spend hundreds of millions of dollars to avoid the war or just accept the war. And so we're just going to accept the war again. Here's a chance to really light up the French fleet, though. Got a Markgraf battleship, a Crown Prince, and a König. So this is going to be, I think, one of our first times with one of the 28,000-ton ships in action. We have fought with the Markgrafs before. These are the ones that have the 3 up front, including 2 that are on super firing positions. And then they've got the 8-inch guns on either side. You can see those there. And then more 8-inch guns. So we have 8-inch casemate guns and then 8-inch turrets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8-inch guns on each side. So a lot of firepower here. We've been hunting these guys for a while. They're running away from us desperately, but we finally caught up to the tail end of his fleet. My battleships are firing because they're able to get visuals based on what my cruisers have been doing. But he is running just as quick as he can get out of there. We're finally starting to do some damage on the rear ship. So I've got these guys going as fast as they can go. I could probably, I don't know if the light cruisers have more speed. Yeah, not really. I'm hoping if we nail a couple of these guys and force them to fight that the rest will turn around, but it doesn't appear like they're going to. Well, he got away after we sank one light cruiser, so it wasn't the great victory we were hoping for, but it is something. While we're looking at the wars, which there are 4 right now, France, with 1.4 million attacking, has lost 700,000 in their invasion of southern Germany. Our forces, just over 1 million, along with a small force from the Austro-Hungarians, have lost 105,000. We do have a big battle against the Spanish, though, and the Spanish finally have themselves some bigger battleships, but with only 9.4-inch guns. We're going to be taking in some Crown Prince, one Crown Prince, one Kaiser Karl der Grosse, and one Worth, which is a Prussian class. So none of our top-of-the-line ones, but I still think we can do the job. Another enemy running away, but we're catching up. Even though I've got this pre-Dreadnought battleship out front, that's just the way it kind of worked out when we started, the Worth, which we're going to decommission, I think, here fairly soon. Then we've got a couple of big boys up here. And they are already firing, and we are closing the gap on the distance. We've already closed it from 12 to 11 kilometers. Even though he's running, we're catching him. Decided to detach the Worth from the squadron. He's just slowing me down, as you can see. This way we can catch him a little faster with the Mecklenburg and the Siegfried. We are putting some hurting on San Joseph, which is his rear ship. We've closed the gap to 8 kilometers. Oh yeah, I think they're pretty much done. We're just hitting the rear a lot, so the flooding's all happening in the rear. The angle's tough. Alright, looks like we're going to start getting our 8-inch guns firing. Lovely. Alright, you know what? I'm going to start focusing on the other two with the Mecklenburg and the Siegfried, and we're going to let Worth do cleanup. No, San Joseph's out. Don't even need to worry about that. Yeah, 16-inch armor. Nothing we can't handle. Guess the Spanish didn't learn their lesson the first time. They've got really poor technology. Getting a lot of ricochet shells just because of the angle. But we're going to put enough fire on them that something's bound to hit. 8-inch shells just did some nice damage. We're getting into range of his 5s now. They shouldn't do too much, but they could still wreak some havoc on the deck. So we're firing APs with the 13-inch guns right now. I'm just curious to see what would happen if we start going with some high explosive shells. Yep, he's done. And then there was one. So I want to see how these 13-inch high explosive shells do. At this distance, they might not do a lot. decent. Lit the back end on fire. Did some penetration damage too. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch back. Hitting them from both sides. Alright, that's three Spanish battleships off the books. I guess we're doing okay taking on 4 nations at once. There we go. Could not have gone better. It just seems to be the French that we're struggling with right now. Now we're getting the same choice that we've been dealing with all the other nations, which is basically let relations deteriorate or spend a lot of money that you don't really have. I'm down to 88 million in naval funds right now, and I'm minus 76 monthly balance. And now we are at war with the British. Okay, so we got another big battle against the French. We really need to start making peace with some of these nations. I'm going to have to deal with my finances and adjust that to cover the hurts that we're dealing with right now. So, here we go. Another battle with the French. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can start evening things out more against the French. We've seen some success, but it could be better. So, we've got a pretty good sized fleet here. We've got our heavy cruisers, we've got our light cruisers, and we've got our battleships here in the center. And I think we'll keep everybody as they are. I don't like having the Ostfriesland up front. I think I prefer to have them in the rear with the more advanced tech battleships in front. So see if I can drop them out and put them at the back. Alright, we're still waiting to see who is where here before we start making our move, but I think I will go ahead and start moving the heavy cruisers off to the right. For now I'm going to go straight with the battleships, but I'll probably curve them off to the right as well. And the light cruisers, we're going to come up right on that side, I think, and then we'll adjust as we figure out what's going on here. I'm basically just going to run the heavy cruisers behind the battleships, so the battleships kind of in between. Oh, we got a torpedo detonation on one of his heavy cruisers. He does have a 1.2 kilometer range now on his torpedoes, so it's a little more than they've had and than we've seen against the enemy. 1.5 kilometers on the torpedo boats, at least that one, which is where we're at. Alright, light cruisers are coming along nicely up here. Let's go ahead and get their smoke going. I'm going to try to... Oh, heavy cruiser's already down. I'm going to slow things down a little bit. Go to 2x speed. And then we'll start bringing the heavy cruisers up and around here. Battleships will stay more in the middle because they're a little slower. I really want to target this battleship and take it out. Actually, yeah, all the heavy cruisers are already targeting the battleship. And they're doing a decent job. Just blew up a torpedo. Mark Graf is right where we want him now. Be able to light this guy up. Oh, yeah. That was lovely. We just have too much firepower for him. Alright, let's watch here, because our heavy cruisers are getting awfully close. That's exactly what I was afraid of right here, is the torpedoes. I don't think there's a lot we can do to avoid that one. Looks like we... Oh, it was a dud. Is the other one going to be a dud too? Yeah, 3 duds. Wow. He hit me with 3 dud torpedoes. Let's turn away a little bit here. Alright, we're going to start bringing our light cruisers up behind him. goes another heavy cruiser down. Here comes another torpedo at the Limburg. That one was also a dud. Wow, what is wrong with his torpedoes? He's fired so many of them at me. That one hit for damage. Alright, we're going to curl these guys around. Oh, there goes the battleship. Wow, he took 11,000 damage. 10 13-inch hits, 1 11-inch hit, 45 9-inch hits, 39 8-inch hits. Beautiful. Absolutely pummeled. Where are my light cruisers? They're coming around now. So we'll bring them in right here. Let's go ahead back up to 2x speed. Keep an eye on our battleships, make sure they don't get too close. There's really not much left to get too close to. Some light cruisers and some torpedo boats. Bringing our heavy cruisers back around. My light cruiser just put a torpedo into his light cruiser. Beautiful, and it sank instantly when it got hit by that torpedo. What size do we have? These are 17, so we don't have the latest, which is the 18-inch, but we'll start getting those on ships soon. But we just lit up all those light cruisers in a hurry. Got a torpedo boat and a destroyer trying to get away. Let's speed up. I don't know that we can catch them. Yeah, they got 33 knots of speed. We're not catching them. We're not even going to try to. Okay, so a few of his ships got away. Just a destroyer and a torpedo boat, those two that we saw running, but otherwise couldn't have gone better. We lost 100 men, inflicted 4,000 casualties, sank 12 ships, 20,600 victory points. That definitely turns the tide in this war against the French. Of course, we are now at war with pretty much everybody. Basically, it's World War I at this point, because we are allied with. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at the situation here. We are at war with the British, the French, the Americans, the Japanese, and the Spanish. We're allied with the Soviets and the Austro-Hungarians, and we are about to be allied with the Italians and the Chinese. So basically what you have is 4 on 5. This is about as close to World War as we can possibly get in terms of allies, although Austria-Hungary, for example, is only at war with the French. They're not at war with the others yet. So I think we'll probably see, let's see, what do we need to do? We need to improve relations with Italy just a little bit so we can get that alliance. We do have another battle here. Looks like it's just a one-on-one. I'm going to go ahead and just auto-resolve that. We took heavy damage to his light, so we basically just need to send that one in for repairs at this point. Okay, we signed an alliance with the Italian Empire. I did try to sue for peace against the Spanish. Hopefully that'll happen here. I'd really rather not fight this one. I'm trying to let the Spanish go. It looks like it actually... Oh, we auto-resolved it and didn't sink anything but did some damage. I don't know why I clicked on auto-resolve. I certainly didn't mean to. Here's what I want to do now. So here's the situation. I'd like to resolve the war with the Americans. I think we've done enough to be able to take at least something from over here. But we'll see. I mean, maybe something down here in Central America would be ideal. In the meantime, I do need to take a look at my finances because we're doing a lot of repairs, so the shipbuilding capacity is way over. I'm going to drop our transport capacity and our crew training a little bit to try and save some money because we're still at minus 56 million on the balance. And I think some of that could be resolved by scrapping some of our ships that really just, I mean, like if we got a 10-year-old battleship, the Worth, we can scrap that for sure. Do the same with some of these others at some point, but those are 1900, so they're a little newer. Scharnhorst, I think we'll bring in, and we'll finish that one off. Trier and Lusitania. Lusitania we need to scrap because we already have a Lusitania 2. You can see it down here. And then the Trier will replace that name with a new one. One of the ones that we're building. Actually, we don't have any currently queued up, so So here's our new Trier class 7,000 ton light cruiser. It's going to have 6-inch guns along with some 3-inch guns along the side, 18-inch torpedoes that it can fire. It's going to have 25 knots of speed, which will be by far my fastest non-destroyer ship that I have in my fleet. And it's got some decent protections as well. And it's the first light cruiser that we've built going all the way back to the Rotterdam class, which I'll take a look at that and show you what that one looks like. Just for comparison's sake. This is the Rotterdam class. Rotterdam's 5,000 tons, 24 knots of speed, much less range. Obviously doesn't have the barbette protection, doesn't have nearly the capacity for firepower that this one does. This one's got 6-inch guns and 4-inch guns. So we have, smaller guns, 3 inches, but better speed, better balance, better firepower, better protection, better overall ship. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and queue up a couple of those Trier class light cruisers, and we're going to wrap this episode up. I do have 1 or 2 patron ships that are going to be built, and we will do those at the beginning of the next episode. So if you haven't seen your ship yet, fear not, it is coming. Next episode. And if you want to sign up, just the link is in the description to Patreon. You can find out how to get yourself a ship in the game and support the channel at the same time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.